Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use your web scraping abilities to create your very first Twitter bot. Basically, this entire video centers around one block of code right here, this random headline function. What I'm doing is I'm taking the Wall Street Journal's RSS feed, which is formatted as XML, and I'm using the beautiful soup module to kind of parse this XML and extract headlines from that XML page. And then the cool part is we use some random numbers here to randomly select one headline to return and the link to that headline. I'm not going to go through all the details of this code line by line. You guys have already worked through a web scraping unit, so this is something that you guys are already well familiar with. This code is just specific to how the XML is set up for the Wall Street Journal in particular, and you would write very, very similar code if you wanted to scrape data from some other RSS feed. So anyway, I'm going to run this code, and I'm going to test out my random headline function. And there it is. Here's a news story about Wuhan in China. If I run this code again, here's a different news story about South Korea. If I run the code again, it is random, so I randomly got the same newspaper article again. Now I'm running it again. Is it safe to reopen schools? And so on and so forth. So every time you call this random headline function, a headline is randomly selected in real time from the Wall Street Journal's RSS feed. The reason that's useful for us is we can make a Twitter bot out of that. Because now we can generate a random headline and tweet that headline out to, send that headline out to Twitter. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to run this code. I'm going to use the update status method from Tweetbee, and I'm going to send out a random headline. The fact that I just got a lot of metadata returned to me is a good sign. That means that this probably worked. Let's see what we just tweeted out. This does take a minute to load. And if you were really quick, you might have noticed that I did test this out before I created the video, so there was already a headline in my feed. But here's a new one, 21 seconds old. Something about militants in Afghanistan. And you can see another one that I tweeted out, a different headline 7 minutes ago about Turkey. Now we do have to be careful here. If we try to tweet out the same headline twice, Twitter is going to yell at us. We are not supposed to send the same content out over and over and over again because that's spamming. So if I got unlucky when I called this code, I might have gotten yelled at by Twitter because I might have tried to tweet out the same headline twice. Here's how we can get around that. Here's some code for automating your bot. This code right here is what's going to turn this into an actual bot. It's a while loop, and it's an infinite while loop, because look at this, while true, well, true is always true, so this while loop is going to keep running over and over and over again. And if you run through this algorithm, if you read through this algorithm, basically what we're doing is we're generating a new headline, checking if that new headline is different from the old headline, and if so, tweeting it out, and then we wait 60 seconds, and we do it again. And so we continually check if our new headline is different from our old headline. If so, tweet it out, wait a minute, do it again. And if you just leave this code running, now I have 3 quotes around this. And so right now, if I shift enter this code, nothing will happen. But if I were to take these comments out and run this code and just leave this running for days or weeks or months, I would have a Twitter bot that's just constantly sending out randomly the new headlines that are on the Wall Street Journal. And that is your very first autonomous Twitter bot. Remember that all of these steps are optional, so you don't actually have to try this out yourself. But if you did make an account and you would like to try this code out for yourself, it is available to you. Just check our webpage, and you can access this notebook and try it out for yourselves. But honestly, the more interesting thing would be to try to brainstorm what you would want to do with the Twitter API. Maybe find some different data to scrape and tweet out, or find some different way to share new and interesting content on Twitter using your bot. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. There is one more video in this series, and then at the end of that, You guys will have a sentiment analysis notebook that you're going to complete, and you're going to analyze some data that I collected on Twitter. Thanks so much. Bye bye.